Next game up, we're going to talk about the Harbor Humans versus 99 Problems. 99 Problems coming off of a win to UTF. Harbor Humans coming off of a loss to YMM. I like Harbor Humans. This is a very good team. Chris is having his best season in the UFL. This is his second season, and he's played a lot better, but it seems to be, to me, that he has a lot more weapons than he had last year. Yeah. He's a lot more comfortable being in control of this team, and which why their offense is one of the top elite offenses in the league.
And the thing about it is they have a lot of playmakers that can make things happen, but I think that he brings the package together with the way he quarterbacks and the schemes that he puts together. He can use any of these guys to go downfield at any given time, especially your man who you keep mentioning, C2, Chris, his main receiver this season.
C19. He told me to call him C19.
C19.
Yeah,
so it's no longer C2.
C19.
Gotcha. So C19, his main weapon out there, leads the charge, and I think Chris is the quarterback is one of the ones that makes him play that much better where he's hard to guard out there.
And he has, he added a lot of weapons this year. Like we said, he has Manny, Sean, but I think their biggest acquisition who picked up towards the end of the season was Jaquan. Definitely showed the ability to go downfield and make plays. I think he's a better offensive player than I think he is a defensive player, but he has a lot of ability to make a lot of good plays. We also seen Tony Totap make some catches. If he can learn to stay in the game and not lose his head at time because they're not getting the ball the way he wanted, I think this is a team that nobody wants to play in the playoffs. But we'll finish regular season first. But they're definitely a high offensive team. The problem with this team is defense. Yeah, their defense right now, they're 5th in offense, but they're 11th in defense. Their defense is pathetic, and that's being given them a compliment. They can't stop anybody. They give up as much points as they score, which hurts them. Yeah, which is why they have the record they have. But they have one of the toughest schedules in the league. Remember, when you have to play teams like Grind Time, Carver Mob, LES. You know what I mean? Team X. Those are tough teams in itself. But then you got to say they played 2 of the toughest teams on their out-of-division games, which was YMM and this game we see 99 Problems.
And the thing about it is, just to speak briefly, is they were competing in every single game. Like you said, they gave away as much points as they make. Yep. So that shows that a lot of the games that they play are very close. I don't believe that they lost by any more points than 9 throughout the whole season.
Yeah,
so
I'll give you some scores real quick. They lost to Never Scared, 27-22. They lost to Carver, 21-12. They lost to Grind Time, 12-7. They lost to Team X, 7-6. They beat LES 20-12, and they lost to YMM 21-26.
So those are very close games. You know, barring the Carver one, that was a 2-possession game. Every game was down to the wire. They fought tooth and nail. The lowest scoring game that they had was against Grind Time, and they scored 7 points. But other than that, they scored at least 2 touchdowns in almost every single game that they played. Correct. So this team knows how to score. The problem is they also know how to give up points. And that's the main problem.
And 99 Problems, they coming into this game 4-2. They're trying to end up the season. Right now, Shannon has played very well. We're going to have to talk about at the end of this game if we feel that it was a success by going to him and not Casey. But this team is very formidable. They have the number 8 offense, so they're not a top scoring team, but their defense is 2nd in the league, and that's something that we see them do last season, have a very good defense, and they also have the 3rd most interceptions in the league. Last year they had the 1st, but they still showing the ability to make plays defensively.
And the thing about it is what changes the whole dynamic of the game is how Shannon is able to extend plays with his feet. We talked about and we're going to make the go in detail with the comparisons to KC later, but there's a difference in how he drives down the field. And I think that his feet, the way he runs and either stays in the pocket or scrambles or takes off, I think that that's the difference maker that has defenses very confused with how they guard this offense.
And they made some good pickups. Christian is a great pickup. They stole him from the Wolverines. He's playing well. I think he's possibly an all-star. Herbie hasn't been here the whole season, but the games that he's been here, he's made a big impact on here. Yeah. Twan, the reigning rookie of the year, definitely not having the game he had last year defensively, but he's still showing the ability to be able to find the ball. But we've seen him do it more offensively this year. You added Bop. I like Bop. He's definitely a good slot receiver. And when you add people like Ed and Rubio, those are good mixtures to what they do to go with the firepower of the regular guys that they already had. And we're going to jump right into the game right away. Second down, Chris on 4 rush, runs in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Then Chris with 2 short passes to Sean in the gap, getting him to the 10-yard line. 4th and goal, Chris on 4 rush, throws to C19, cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Chris with a great throw right past Rico. Stretch gets the sack, 6-0, Harbor Humans.
And C19 is an appropriate name. Do you see 19 in the end zone?
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what happens because this man finds ways to get downfield and finds ways to get into the end zone. And Chris is able to connect with him. This has been happening all throughout the season. I haven't seen no team really able to stop him yet.
After getting the first down, Shannon on 4 rush throws a Bop in the gap, runs in the middle for a nice gain all the way to the 15-yard line. I just talked about Bop early in the game. For y'all to go, that's Teo. He is definitely a good playmaker. His problem has always been health, staying on the field, but he's been playing well this season. 3rd down, we're blocking from Bop. Shannon runs to the sideline and gets to the 2-yard line. 4th and goal, Shannon on 4 rush, finds Twan in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Cap gets a sack on the extra point. It's 6-6. If you look here, Michael's left guarding 2 in the back of the end zone, and Shannon's able to find Twan.
And because he's left with 2, he has to choose which one he's going to guard.
Basically pick your poison.
And that's exactly what happens. The fact that he's not able to really guard either, Twan is too quick, and he has the height and the wingspan to go and get any ball, especially in a small space like the end zone. So as soon as he gets any opening, he's able to, Shannon's able to find him for the touchdown here.
Second down, Chris throws deep to Jaquan on the sideline, who has a step on side, catching the ball for a big gain in the first down. I talked about this guy. He is your physical specimen of a wide receiver. He has the size, the speed, and he could go get the ball. This is definitely a great pickup for this team, and Chris likes him on that deep bomb, finds him here. Chris then gets blitzed by Matt. He's picked up by James. Chris runs on the sideline and gets him to the 3-yard line. Second down, Chris throws to James, who runs in for the touchdown. Jaquan gets the extra point. 13-6, Harbor Humans strike right back.
And the fact that he could get any one of his guys into the game, now he's using James as a receiver slash tight end in the gaps here. And he just came from blocking for him in the same drive. So that shows that his guys are willing to do whatever it takes to make some offense happen. That's exactly what happens on this drive.
Shannon throws to Ed, opening the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. Then Shannon on 4 rush runs to the sideline with blocks from Bop and Twan. Shannon cuts back inside, runs it in for the touchdown. Jesse gets the extra point. 13-13, 99 strikes back.
And it's hard to see what other quarterback can do what Shannon can do on his field.
A la Michael Vick.
Yes, at any given moment, he can take off. And he has guys that can protect him enough that Shannon can run in the gaps and make something happen by himself downfield.
Next drive, Chris throws deep to Callahan in the middle. Callahan with a nice catch in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Rico and Twan both looking at the quarterback because you know Chris can run, and this is what he does. They find the end zone for the touchdown with Callahan, 19-13. Harbor Humans strike right back.
And that's 3 different people used by Chris to get into the end zone. Again, now you have an offense. Now you have a defense that has to worry about everybody on it, not just C19, not just Jaquan. Anybody is getting in this game and becoming a factor, and Chris knows exactly how to find them.
Chris throws the ball, goes onside because under 4 minutes. The ball is dropped by Shannon, recovered by Mike. Harbor Humans get the ball back. Big turnover by 99 pounds.
And this is a routine onside throw that turns into Harbor Humans getting another offensive drive on his field. This is one of the worst offenses to give another shot at scoring when they haven't been stopped all game yet.
Second down, Chris on 4 rush throws to Callahan, open in the middle for a decent game. 3rd down, Chris gets blitzed by Shannon. It was blocked by James. Chris throws deep to Jaquan, cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. 25-13, and Twan, who was up there for interceptions last year, who won Rookie of the Year last year, gets beat by Jaquan here. And like I said, Jaquan is a beast. We love the best going up against the best, and Jaquan comes out with it. 25-13, Harbor Humans.
And this is exactly how you make your name known on the field, by beating the best out there. And that's exactly what Jaquan does. The fact that this team is able to take advantage of the secondary. Wait, matter of fact, secondary. What secondary? I don't see any secondary holding this team right now. Every single person that Chris has thrown to has contributed to points in this game, and they haven't been stopped yet in this half.
On the kickoff, Rico is going to get the return, run through the gap all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. If you look at great blocks by Ed and Christian, Twan gets the extra point, 25-20, 99 comes away with a big kick return.
And this was a saving grace for this half because they would have been left in trouble if they didn't have anything happen in this drive here. But right as the kickoff happens, Rico touches it, they block for him, he finds the gaps, and he runs downfield, taking advantage of Harbor Humans not being able to catch him.
Last play before half, Chris throws to Callahan in the back of the end zone, almost picked off by Shannon. That's going to take us into the half, 25-20, Harbor Humans.
And when I say that this is an exciting game, this is an understatement for both teams. Now, again, 99 made a big mistake with that onside kick, but they repaired that mistake by getting that kick return downfield. So they're right back in this game. I see Shannon finding ways to cut the time down by staying on his feet and staying in the pocket and trying to kill time, keeping this offense off the field. I think that is their best bet because their defense wasn't able to hold them all game, and slowing them down by staying on the field as long as possible probably would be their only way of stopping this team at the end.
From Harbor Humans, this is our arrival game. This is where we show the league, don't think that we are what our record is. You know, we always say you are what your record says you are. In their case, that's not true. Offensively,
yes,
it is defensively. So our job is to run the Houston Rockets type offense and score. That's what we need to do. We had a 2-touchdown lead, and then we know we're not great defensively, but we cannot give up a kick return for a touchdown. That is the key. We know we're not a great defensive team, but we got to be able to make plays special teams-wise and make plays offensively. And we let 99 off the hook by letting them back in the game with that kick return touchdown. But other than that, we've scored 4 out of the 5 times we touched the ball. I will take that. Our offense is known, but we have to be able to make at least 1 or 2 stops in order to get a win this game. We had an opportunity, and we let them get back into the game with the kick return. We're going to have to see where we at the second half. We're going to jump right into the second half. Second down, Shannon throws it to Twan open on the sideline for a decent gain, picking up the first down. Second down, Shannon gets blitzed by Sean. Sean is picked up by Book. Cap attempts to get the sack, but Sean is still able to get it. Big sack by Sean. Third down, they're not able to do nothing. 99 is going to end the punt and giving the ball right back to Harbor Humans.
And a sack on second down is a big play that can stop your drive at that point. That can stop your drive in its tracks. So a play like that, they have to find ways to get somebody open as a safety valve, especially when Shannon gets pressured. Just because he's fast doesn't mean that he's going to get through everything, especially when it's 2 guys. That's actual good defense by this Harbor Humans team.
Harbor Humans get the ball, but they're not able to do nothing. They're going to punt. 99 is going to get the ball back. Shannon throws the Ed in the gap for a decent gain. Second down, Shannon on 4 rush runs in the gap to get to the 20-yard line. Last down at the 15, Shannon throws it to Twan, cutting in the back of the end zone. Twan jumps up, catches in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Jesse gets the extra point, 27-25. 99 takes the lead.
But if you look at this play, you know, it was a close play at the back of the end zone. Harbor Humans was arguing that this was a play that was out of bounds. If you look, you see his foot skirt the line, but it's no way, you know, with the way we looked at it, there's no way to really tell if he actually stepped on the line or if he lands
standing
in bounds.
in front of the line, yeah.
So at the end of the day, it was a close play, and that's a play that you're definitely going to be able to challenge in the playoffs.
My argument with them is why nobody forced him out of bounds.
Yeah.
He's up in the air. You're not going to jump with this guy, push him out of bounds. And they didn't, and I think that's what hurt them. So right now it's 27-25. 99 is able to take the lead back. Harbor Humans get the ball 4 and out. Chris throws to Jaquan on the sideline for a decent game. Second down, Chris gets blitzed by Matt, who's picked up by James. Chris rolls right, but is sacked by Stretch. That is a huge sack by Stretch. That's a huge sack by Stretch. That's going to take us to third down. Third down, Chris throws to Callahan open in the gap for a decent gain, getting him to the 10-yard line. 4th and goal. Chris throws the C19 in the back of the end zone. Tipped by Ty. Caught by C19 for the touchdown. Ty just misses it. Kevin gets the extra point, and it's 33-27. Harvey Humans takes the lead right back.
And that's crazy because that was right through Ty's area right there. He makes a good play on it, but he couldn't get to it in time. He only gets one part of his hand on it, but it doesn't obstruct the throw from getting to C2. Doesn't matter what defense you try to put on it, that ball is meant for him, and that's exactly what happens. It falls right in his hand.
You could call him Chris. You could call him C2. You could call him C19. The bottom line is, call him touchdown because he finds it all day long. Great, his second touchdown of the day. Shannon's gonna get the ball back. He's gonna throw short to Bop to get him to the 15-yard line. Bop steps over but steps back before he's getting tagged. That was a huge call. They thought that he got the ball back. It looked like to me he got the ball back across. What do you think?
And if you look there, he does clearly step over the line. The funny thing is, right as he steps over the line, nobody reacts to tag him, and because of that, Bop has the ability to extend the ball back before they react and tag him, so that unfortunately for them, shows that he did not cross the line for the first down.
After a short pass for the first down, Shannon throws a Bop in the gap and runs for a decent gain. Second down, Shannon throws the Ed in the gap to get them to the 15-yard line. Third down, Shannon throws a Bop in the gap to get them to the 3-yard line. 4th and goal, Shannon finds Bop in the end zone for the touchdown. 33-33, they tie the game right back, and he pretty much rolled Ed balls down the field for the touchdown.
The thing about this, if you look at this drive here, they attacked the gaps and they attacked it right away without any impeding from the defense, and because of that, this was pretty much an easy score.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, as easy as they're able to put up points, they give up the same points right away as they let 99 tie the game right back.
They're going to go for the 2. Eloy's going to step out of bounds during the catch, incomplete, 33-33. Last play of regulation, Chris throws it up, knocked away, incomplete. That's going to take us into overtime, 33-33.
And the thing about this play is this was a play that could have ended the game. And if you look here, this play with Eloy, he's open, but because the way he steps on at the line, the refs call him out. You shouldn't have to go all the way to that point in the line. It's hard. There's no physical line there. So at any given point, you may overstep that line. And because of that, he steps out. And that's an unfortunate way that they could have put the game away, but now it leads into overtime.
So both teams get the ball at the 50-yard line, no blitzing, and both teams gets a shot. So if the other team gets an interception, they have to return it to the end zone for a touchdown to end the game. So let's see what happens. 99 is going to get the ball first. Shannon throws a Bop in the gap for a decent game. Second down, Shannon throws a Rico in the gap. That's going to be dropped. Third down, Shannon throws it to Rico, cutting in the end zone. Dropped, incomplete. Steve is flagged for pass interference. What do you think of the call?
And this was clearly pass interference if you look here. He's beat on this play by Rico, and all he can do is try to get physical with him. Unfortunately, the ball is already in the air, so by the time he's able to try to do something, it's a merited flag for pass interference. That's way too much contact with the ball.
4th and goal. Shannon throws a Christian, cutting in the front of the end zone. High, incomplete, turnover on downs. Harvey Humans able to make a stop.
They make a stop, and they waited till overtime to do it. But hey, there's no complaining because now they have the opportunity to walk off with this next drive if they're able to score here.
And that's the problem. We've seen Shannon struggle with his accuracy at times, and this was a big miss on Christian. He's been fine to Christian this season. He's been one of his favorite receivers, but Christian's not able to bail Shannon out. Now you give one of the most dangerous offenses in the game the ball. First down, Chris throws the cap on the sideline, picked off by Christian, who runs it all the way in the end zone for the touchdown, ending the game. As you see 99 come, they're gonna run to the camera, take a pitch. Let's get a screenshot of that right there. 99 wins the game, ends the game, lead at a 5-2 record, and now they'll lock up the number 2 seed.
And this team, regardless of what adversity they face, they're able to find a way to make things happen and win games. That's exactly what happened for them all season to end 5-2. This was a picture-perfect way to end the game, to end their season. for a interception run back and in overtime, you can't write a better script than that. Yep. And the funny thing is, you mentioned that Shannon couldn't get the ball to Christian in that last offensive play there, but you see that the ball was meant for Christian anyway because he's able to snag that ball on defense and run it all the way back for the end zone. But I got to jump on the other side with Harbor Humans and Chris, who's been throwing. He's been throwing terrific throughout this whole game, and to make the worst play of the game in the last play of the game on first down, he didn't give the play time to develop. He didn't send himself to have a block out there. He just threw the ball right away. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was looking at. I believe if you look here, you see Chris breaking towards the middle of the field. Now, there's no way of knowing if he would have gotten open because the ball was already thrown.
True.
You don't give yourself time to let the play develop, and because of that, your best receiver doesn't have a chance to make something happen on first down. So plays like this, you cannot afford to make moving on the playoffs. They cannot afford that because they played terrific throughout, and plays like this kill games, and that's exactly what happens to them in this game right here.
First of all, I think Harbor Humans is the most dangerous team coming into the playoffs. Yes, they finished the season 1-6. They have. Yes, they have a problem defensively. Yes, they have. But this team can score on any team in this league. That includes IOD. That includes, as you saw, they put up 33 points against 99. That includes Carver Mob. That includes every team in this league they can put up points against. Raiders, Grind Time, whoever you want to say. The problem is their defense. And because of that defense, you have Chris making a big, crucial mistake here. First of all, you can't throw this ball to Cap. I haven't seen Cap do damage offensively. There's no way you look for him. You got to look for your man C19. I think they made a mistake. Unfortunately, we don't got the greatest clip of him being open because the play has happened so fast. We have it on your angle as the ball's moving. Now, we don't know if the defender let him go, but 9 out of 10, I'm taking my shot with him rather than anybody else. Him, Jaquan, anybody else. They didn't. They lost this game. They had the ball 5 times in the first half, scored 4. They had the ball 3 times in the second half, scored once. 99 had the ball 4 times in the first, scored 3. They had 4 times in the second, scored 2. When you have a shootout, you have to keep shooting. And that's what hurt Harbor Humans this game because they got stopped 3 times. And unfortunately, Chris throws a pick 6 to end the game. This team is dangerous, but they have to find a way to slow the other offense they face down come the playoffs, but they also got to not make these mistakes. I like the fact that Chris ended the season, his passing numbers, Chris threw 19 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. He got sacked 7 times, but he had 19 touchdown passes. That is great. That is a great season. You know what his numbers were last year? 9 touchdowns to 7 interceptions to 9 sacks. He went from 9 touchdowns to 19. 10 more. He threw 7 interceptions last year. He threw 6. He's going to throw that type of interceptions. He got sacked 9 times last year. He got sacked 7 times this year. But my applause to him is to raise his touchdowns by 10, and he has a better offense to help him out.
Yeah. A lot more playmakers on offense, and that was the difference maker for them throughout the season. It didn't come into fruition with how many games that they won, but they were competitive in every single game.
And on the other side, 99 problems. Okay, they finished the season the number 2 seed. Last year, they finished the season the number 1 seed. Let me show you the picture of the 2 quarterbacks right now and see if Davi's thing was a good move. Last year, this year, Shannon went 15, 2, and 5. And Casey went 13, 9, and 3 last year. So you ask yourself, was it a good move?
And I'm going to say this. If you look at the numbers, you look at the way they were able to win games, They only have one less law, one more loss this season than they did last season, right?
And the crazy part about that is one of the losses they have, Shannon didn't throw.
Yeah. So that was actually Casey who threw the game.
Yes. So Shannon finished his season with one loss, but Casey last year finished his season with no losses.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, it's funny because they interchange because that loss they had last season was on Shannon, and this season one of the losses they had this season was on Casey.
Correct. So
I'm gonna say this: at the end of the day, if you look at the way they drive down the field, look at the way that they score. They chop up the field, not necessarily in the same way, but they still chop up the field.
Shannon's more of a home run hitter than Casey.
He is.
Casey's more accurate than Shannon.
Yes, but my thing is this. The difference with Shannon is Shannon has more options on the table when he's in the pocket, when he's at quarterback. He has more options. He could chop up the field, he could throw downfield, or he can run and keep the drive going. Either way, if he keeps the ball in his hands and he runs, he's killing the clock, regardless of how you look at it.
Similar to what Casey was doing.
Yes, so he can chop and he can also run. So that gives him an extra option out there not to have to force interceptions. And I think that is a key difference for them on offense. As KC, once he's under pressure, he has to either take a sack or take a chance throwing the ball. He can't really run.
No.
So that's the option that Casey doesn't have that Shannon does, and it kind of improves the offense as a whole.
I've been a Casey quarterback, like this game, like what he does. I think he kind of watered his own career down because the word is that he played with too many teams. I don't know what that means. He just loves to play football. I don't kill him for that. But Shannon proved this season to be what this team need. This team was more exciting. They was up more high pace. But they also was the number 8th offense in the league. We didn't add up these last scores, which could have moved them up. But coming into this week, because a lot of teams didn't play this week, so we're just gonna go by what we had last week. They're number 8th in scoring. But at the end of the day, this team is dangerous. But can Shannon accuracy hurt them in the playoffs? We have to see. Because like I said, now you're playing better teams. But at the end of the day, they finished the season the number 2 seed. They got Wolverines, looks like, in the first round. And YMM, who was hoping that they would lose, is going to end up getting Rep City. But we'll talk about that later. Bottom line, what I'm going to say is, the main thing I want to talk about before we wrap this up is look at this interception. Now, this is my issue with players and guys on the sideline or what they see. You can see it on both angles, right? Listen to the sideline.
Oh, my goodness.
Jay's dirty. Jay's dirty. That's a tag. That's a clear tag.
When he says Jay, he's talking about me. Rico's talking about me. But then when you look at the camera, those are missed tags in 2 angles.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't only Rico that was saying that.
Yeah, but that's when you hear. But I'm not calling Rico out.
No, of course not.
I'm talking about in general.
It happens.
All the players assume that they see things that they don't see. This game is fast. This game is intense. And this game is played with a lot of testosterone and up. But the problem is these players don't trust the refs. The refs are doing the best job that they can. And you can see on this could have went ugly. Now, if these guys swore it was a tag, imagine if this was a playoff game. We added the instant replay to help the game out. But at the end of the day, myself included, refs get killed on things that's so difficult doing this game. And you said it yourself. You believe touch, it's harder than tackle.
Yeah.
Because the hands move faster than actual body.
And the funny thing is, who can argue that somebody got tackled? Oh, that wasn't a tackle. He's on the ground, right? That's a tackle. That's not hard to officiate. But to see a tag, that's very hard, especially when one sudden move and a bad angle, you can miss a tag here and there. It happens all the time. In every single touch football league, it happens. So at the end of the day, there's going to be times where you miss something. It happens. As you see here, if you didn't have the camera to actually
they
look
would have
back,
swore to the grave
is,
that it was a tag.
Not to say anything against them because you've been there.
Right.
We've been there. We've seen plays where we swore up and down that one thing was a tag and one thing was a miss. It happens. Everybody has their own angle. Everybody has their own level of sight where that's what they saw. So it just happens. My thing is just not to say to give the
I'm sorry. Why 99 end the season at 6-2, not 5-2.
Yes. But at the end of the day, you know, not to say to give the refs the benefit of the doubt, but don't just because of what you saw, just automatically say that's exactly what happens. You could say that, oh, maybe the refs saw something different. It happens. That's all I'm saying. Just take that into consideration as you look at these plays, as these plays unfold.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Sorry we went a little long, but I just had to give a shout out to all my refs. We do a tough job, and you know, no matter what we do it wrong, and much love to all my guys that do this tough, very tough, difficult job. But we're gonna wrap up this very exciting game with 99 coming away with the walk-off win in overtime, 39-33. We're gonna be right back. Next game up, you're going to have Grind Time versus YMM. Now, this was an important game to YMM because they needed 99 to lose in order to be if they win this game and 99 would have lost their game, YMM would have locked the number 2 seed. Unfortunately, we see 99 win in overtime. So YMM has no chance to lock the number 2. They're going to be number 3 as we saw they get Rep City. But at the end of the day, they want to end it on a good note. Now, on the other side, Grind Time had an opportunity to lock the number 2. Grind Time has the opportunity to lock the number 2 seed with this win.
Yeah.
They could win this game, they'll lock the number 2. If they lose this game, they'll be in a 3-way tie with them, LES, and Never Scared. All 3 of them beat each other. Yeah. So it's going to come down to defensive points. So at the end of the day, Grind Time loses this game. They cannot give up a certain amount of points because if they beat both teams in points, they'll lock up a number 2 seed, which gets you several things. One, it gets you the number 2 seed. It gets you a bye, and you don't have to face Carver if you keep moving into the Final Four.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to play as best as they can for that. They all know how important it is. And I think that they have a good shot. The only thing is they're playing against one of the best offenses in the league right now. Corey is on fire. This man has been putting up points like it's no joke.
20 touchdown passes coming into this game.
I think that they have a hard task to hold this team to scoring a few amount of points, but it's up to them to find a way to do it because they have to if they want to lock the number 2 seed in this game after this game is over.
And we're going to jump right into it. Corey, on second down, throws a Brandon on the sideline. That's going to be dropped incomplete. Brandon going to hit his hand on the benches, but he's going to stay in the game. This kid is tough, former offensive player of the year. Definitely good by him. We're happy that he's okay. Third down, Corey is blitzed by Baca, who fights to get through Buto, dives, gets Corey for the sack. YMM is going to have to punt.
And this is the effort that Baca gives when he's blitzing in.
He should also be up there for Johnny Rockstar. I just want to throw that out there.
Because this man, regardless of what play you send him blitzing in, what blocker you send him to, you send after him, this man finds ways to put pressure on the quarterback regardless, and he's able to battle through the block and get this sack. One of the key reasons why they were able to stop, force YMM to punt on this drive. Great play by Baca.
Grind Time is not going to be able to do nothing with the ball. They're going to end up having the punt, giving it back to YMM. Corey on 4 rush, throws Rico in the gap for a decent game. Then on third down, Corey throws the Kaka in the middle to get them to the 45-yard line. Last down, Corey's blitzed by Josh, who's picked up by Brian. Corey throws Rico on the sideline for a decent game, picking up the first down. Now, this is great. They have Rico back playing. They need all hands on deck. I'm hearing they're going to get Santana back next week for the first round of the playoffs. That's great because we all know I don't think Ice will be back this season with his injury, and we all know that Jeremy got suspended for the year. They won't be having him back, so they need their other guys to step up, and that's great that Rico's back. Second down, Corey gets blitzed by Baca, who's blocked by G. Corey throws it to Brandon, off target, and picked off to Jalen, who runs it all the back to the opposing 35-yard line. Great play by them.
And this was a play that just wasn't a good throw. If you look here, Brandon was covered on this play, but it seems like Corey saw something that we didn't. But Grind Time saw that they were able to make a play. Jalen has been playing well all season with their defense, and he has an interception, a big play to get them into better field position afterwards.
But Corey got to disrespect his defense. This Grind Time defense is number 5 in defense. But they're number 4 in interceptions, as we just seen Jalen get an interception, and they're number 1 in sacks, as we just saw Baca pick up a big sack. You got to respect this team, or they'll take this game from you. Big stop by Grind Time. Lou get the ball back on first down. He throws deep to White in the end zone. Lou's gonna get the ball. He's gonna throw deep to White, open in the end zone. White makes a catch, stays in bounds for the touchdown. If you Brian's gonna get the 2-point conversion. 8-zip. If you look here, Brandon at safety playing short. White gets behind him. Brandon should never be playing safety. This guy does not play defense. This guy does not know how to play defense. And it's disrespect to the UFL league to have this man playing defense. And especially against a guy like White, the Julian Edelman of football.
I mean, who else are you going to put in that position? They don't have Wesley in this game, so there's nobody else. And
Slutty's hurt.
They don't have Wesley in this game, and Slutty's hurt. So that's 2 of their taller guys that can keep up with any receiver. They don't have these guys here, and because of that, Brandon's forced to play that position, and that's unfortunate because he gets beat on his play by not seeing a receiver get behind him.
Second half, after getting the first, Corey, a blocker from G, runs in the gap for a nice gain, getting him to the 20-yard line. Third down, Corey throws a Rico in the gap to get them to the 3-yard line. 2 seconds left before the half. 4th and goal, Corey finds Rico cutting in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Brandon gets a 2-point conversion. 8-8. Game is tied.
And one thing you know about Rico is inside the 5, this man is dangerous
Mr.
regardless of what defense he's set against. Like you said, he's called Mr. 5 and out for a reason because that's exactly the place that he makes his money on. And he comes in and doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Right away, he puts up points for this YMM team.
This Grind Time team is a very good team. We know that they could do offensively. They're 4th in scoring, but they're 5th in defense. And like I said before, they lead the league in sacks, which we've seen them get, and forcing YMM to punt. Mm-hmm. They're number 4 in interceptions, which we've seen them do, which got Jalen an interception. And they gave up a touchdown. At the end of the day, this team, even though they're smaller in size, they can make some stops. Offensively, they got 8 points. They got to find a way to get into the end zone because YMM is a terrible defense, and we got to make them pay for being so bad.
And with YMM, if I'm them, we already know that Corey's going to put up points. He's been doing it all season. We not worried too much about that. Our defense is the key to winning this game. We got to find a way to win, to make stops. We have the personnel to do it. We just can't afford to make big mistakes like the one we made with Brandon getting beat downfield. You got to communicate better. If a receiver's in your vicinity, people got to talk with each other so that they can switch properly and in time because you don't want to get beat out there with this Grind Time team. Lose a quarterback that'll hurt you if you make mistakes like that because he does not miss too many of those if you give him the opportunity.
Second down, Lou on 4 rush. Throws deep to White on the sideline. Brandon is there, but drops the interception. Great play by Brandon. I still don't think he used to play defense, but way to make up for the mistake he made earlier in the game. Third down, with blocker from Yomi. Lou throws the ball on the sideline for a decent gain, getting him the first down. Second down, Lou gets blitzed by Buto, blocked by E-Rock. Lou throws the Yomi in the middle to get them to the 10-yard line. Third and goal. Lou finds Bo cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Brandon has 2 receivers in front of him. He can't react in time. Anthony gets the 2-point conversion. 16-8, Grind Time.
And the funny thing is, yes, this was a good drive by Grind Time, driving down the field with a few passes. But if you look at this here, this drive could have ended abruptly with Brandon if Brandon doesn't drop his interception. That's why we always tell you when you miss interceptions, the offense hurts you right afterwards.
Correct.
That's why they were able to get the first down and keep the drive going, and ultimately they end up scoring in the end.
After getting the first down, Corey, with blocker from G, runs in the gap to the 20-yard line. Second down, Corey, with blocker from G, throws a Buto in the gap. Buto, a defensive player, makes a great catch for a decent game. Way to sacrifice your body and do whatever it takes to need this team to get a win. Third down, Corey's blitzed by Josh. Throws the screen to Brandon. With blocker from Buto, Brandon runs it in for the touchdown. Kaka gets an extra point. 16-16. Baca said he got the tag. The refs don't think so. What do you think of it?
And I think that this play is very close. As you see here, as they throw the screen pass and the guys go into block, as you see this play here, it's hard to see if Baca gets the tag. We won't know because you got Yomi going for the block. He misses his tag, but then right as Baca makes his, Yomi's in the way, so we can't see if Baca makes that tag. Right. It's unfortunate, but the refs say that he missed there, and because of that, Brandon's able to reach into the end zone, and they're able to score a big touchdown on this drive.
First down with blocker from Yomi. Lou throws a ball, who gets past Kaka in the gap. Cuts it back inside, runs it for the touchdown. 22-16, they score right back. Great blocking by Yomi, showing the muscle.
And the thing about this here is and the thing about this here is Yomi doing a good job, protecting the quarterback, protecting whoever he has to keep the play going. And once Bo gets the ball in his hands, he can make things happen by himself. As you see here, he's able to find gaps where a lot of people can't. He's able to run it inside and run it into the end zone for the touchdown. Big play right there.
Next drive, Corey throws deep to Fam, who has a step on shine the gap. Fam misses the ball, incomplete. Next play, you're going to see here, Corey gets blitzed, throws the ball to Rico, tells Rico not to catch the ball, so that one's going to drop. Third down, Corey throws deep to Butho on the sideline. The ball sailed out of bounds, incomplete. Last down on 4 rush, forced to run as Allen gets past G. Corey reaches the ball over, he's tagged by Bo. Refs say got tagged before the ball got over the line. The question, turn them on down. The question is, do you think he got it?
And if you look again, because if you look at the angle where I'm actually behind the quarterback, so it's hard to see on a straightaway line if Corey got this ball over the line. So that's a close play. That's up to the refs, and they said that he got tagged before the ball gets over. This was one of the worst drops I've seen Corey have all throughout the season, and it led to a big turnover in the game that's not even over yet.
Lou gets the ball with 2 passes in the gap for a decent gain, trying to kill the clock. Third down, Lou throws the ball in the middle, who gets to the 7-yard line with 1:14 left on the clock. 4th and goal, with Yomi blocking G. Lou throws White in the back of the end zone. White stops running, incomplete, turnover on downs. That is a huge defensive stand by YMM when it's only 22-16.
This is an unfortunate turnover. As Wyman makes a mistake, this could have been the play to put the game away, as there's less than a minute and a half on the clock.
Yep.
You miss the opportunity on a routine play that you've made all season, and White, one miscommunication. He doesn't go for the ball here. He stops stationary and he misses the pass here. That is the worst way to make a mistake after the other team gave you the opportunity to put a game away. Now it's up to the defense to hold. Let's see if they can.
2nd and long, Corey throws deep to Kaka on the sideline. Ball sails, Bo drops the interception that would have ended the game. 3rd down, Corey throws a Brandon open in the middle for a nice gain at the 40-yard line. Nobody reacts to him. This is the reigning offensive player of the year. Nobody picks him up. Last down, Corey throws a Brandon opening the gap for a decent game, picking up the first, which stops the clock. If you look here, Baca respecting Brandon's speed, gave him too much gap. First down, YMM is rolling.
And now they're starting to make mistakes on defense. It's rolling over from that bad play that they made on offense. One thing you got to do is you cannot give Corey's receivers this much space out there, especially guys like Brandon, because they can make things happen if you give them too much space. That's why they were able to get this first down here and keep the drive going.
Corey throws a Rico cutting in the gap for a decent gain as he runs out of bounds. 2nd down, Corey's blitzed by Josh, blocked by G. Corey throws a Rico cutting in the gap for a nice gain, get him to the 6-yard line. Baca gets beat by Rico on the cut inside. Baca's physical, he's a good defender, he can't guard Rico. Not in that short space. Rico has too much quickness. 4th down. Corey finds Josh wide open in the corner of the end zone. Josh gets right past Jalen. Nobody picks him up for the touchdown to tie the game.
And this is probably the worst defensive play of this whole drive. Yes, Baca got beat by that in that big play by Rico, but this is a play that you could have stopped here because they let Josh, of all people, no disrespect to him, but he's not one of their main offensive players out there. So you should be able to lock him up just fine. They leave him, of all people, open for the easy touchdown. When they're trying to hold them to win the game, they can't do that by giving up this touchdown here.
They go for the extra point. Corey finds Rico open in the front of the end zone for the win. YMM with the walk-off, 23-22 over grind time.
And one thing I could say is this was another photo finish game that we've had. We had one with the 99 Problems Horrible Humans game. We have another one here. This game could have went either way. We had one team make a mistake on their last drive, and then YMM capitalized on their drive. That's what led to the to the win. But you got to give Corey his props. He won this game for his team. He drove down the field. He made the best throws that he can make. He found his receivers in the gaps, and he was able to culminate that with the scoring a touchdown at the end. This is what Corey's been doing all game. You might as well say is that he is their offense right there, earning the nickname the Professor because he has been schooling these defenses in a way that he's able to score on the field here.
And now with this loss, Grind Time loses the opportunity to get the number 2 seed, and with the points that they gave up, that last extra point gives them 101 points given up this season. Never Scared is already scored, gave up more points than both teams. So it came down to LES and Grind Time. LES gave up 100 points. So that means LES locks the number 2 seed. So let me say it again. Before their Never Scared played UTF, Never Scared had already gave up 105. So they were out of it. Even if they won, they were out of it. LES gave up a combined 100 points. Grind Time gave up a combined 101 points. So because there was a 3-way tie, you go to the points, and now you're going to see it right here. Carver Mob, they're the number 1 seed. LES, the Raiders, they're the number 2 seed. Both 1 and 2 gets buys. Grind Time locks in the number 3 seed. Never Scared locks up the number 4 seed. And they're going to play the number 5 seed, Team X. So that's your playoff matchups for the Western Conference. On the East, with this game being over, YMM winning, you're going to have ILD getting the bye. 99 is going to play Wolverines. The number 2, 99 plays the number 7 Wolverines. The number 3, YMM, is going to play the number 6, Rep City. And the number 4, Uptown Finest, is going to play the number 5, Browns. And we're going to wrap up the show. The question is, really quick, what game do you looking forward to see the most?
One game I want to see that I'm excited to see is UTF and the Browns. This UTF team shows glimpses of how great they can be, but they kind of fell short from that, and that's why they're in the standings the way they are now. And the Browns, towards the end of the season, showed that their offense can put up points with Londy leading the charge.
And will we see Reggie throwing?
That's a good question, and that's why that's what makes this game just as interesting as any other that's happening on this next coming Saturday. Because if Reggie comes to play in this game, that changes the whole Browns offense. Because this man Reggie, definitely one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in this league, can put up points with any roster that he has on the field. So that makes a difference. That's a difference maker as he would face Ramsey, who's also a points maker at quarterback this season. The other game that I'm interested in seeing is Grind Time versus Horrible Humans. This Horrible Humans team is a team that any team would face as a nightmare in the playoffs. That's a nightmare waiting to happen for any team coming into the first round of playoffs. The interesting thing about this matchup, Grind Time versus Horrible Humans, is that Grind Time was able to hold them to 7 points. The second lowest scoring game in this of the season for Horrible Humans. This team was able to score with any other team, but in this game against Grind Time, it was held to 7 points. That's a difference maker as Grind Time was able to hold them. So will they be able to do that again as Horrible Humans ended the season hot, losing a close game to 99, but still able to put points up with them towards the end? I think this is going to be an offensive showdown, and the team, to me, the team that scores first is going to be the one to win the game.
I don't care who wins. The games that I want to see, I want to see the Wyman Rep City game. I seen Rep City beat 99 last year with 99 having the number 1 seed. The question is, who's going to quarterback? Is Izzy going to put whatever gripe he had against his own guys to the side and come and try to help this team win a championship? Izzy was there with this team before when they got to the Elite Eight, and they need him to come back. If they don't get him, they need to find a way to minimize Test's turnovers. They got to find a way to slow the game down and run that clock out. But you cannot win this game versus YMM without getting Rel involved. YMM had one of the worst defenses in the league. Santana's going to be playing, but he's going to be playing hurt. Ice is going to be out. We don't know how, if Slutty's going to play, Slutty's going to be playing injured, and they have no Jeremy. You have to attack this team, and you have to attack them in the secondary. The question is, we've seen Tess struggle with that. That's the big question. The other game I want to see is, I also want to see the Harbor Humans Grind Time team, because I think Harbor Humans is a team that can upset Grind Time. But I really want to see the Team X Never Scared, because if Team X can find a way to play Never Scared with the defense that they played against Carver Mob, they can beat Never Scared. Fred did not look the way he looked last season, but he has two great slot receivers in Ouija and in Jail. So he's not forced to try to force the ball into Sean, who had a very, very limited offensive game this year. So those are several games I want to see. I don't care who wins and loses, but those are games that I really personally want to see. The Browns is another one I want to see versus the Browns versus UCF, because we want to see if Reggie who has not thrown all year in this league, can come and they're going to bench Landy and go with Reggie. So we're going to have to see what happens with that. But playoffs is here. Next week, we'll show you the list of the award winners after we finalize the categories. We'll show you who's up there for the awards next week. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens coming into next week, man. So we thank y'all for being with us. We're going to wrap this game up. Sorry I ran a little long, but we don't care. On behalf of Real Tough Talk, I'm Stephen J. My partner Ghost. We're going to see y'all next week as we go over the teams remaining in the UFL playoffs. Great season. Thank y'all guys for riding with us during the season. Get ready for the new ride coming in the playoffs, because somebody's going home. We see y'all later. We out of here.